Who are the 144,000 of Revelation? Jehovah's Witnesses believe there is a little flock of 144,000 who get to go to heaven, and then a great multitude of others who are relegated to earth. So what does Revelation really reveal? First, the 144,000 and the great multitude are not two different peoples, but two different ways of describing the same purified bride. As biblical scholar and theologian Richard Bauckham explains, literarily, the 144,000 of the great multitude are comparable to the lion and the lamb. Just as John is told about a lion and then turns to see a lamb, so he's told about the 144,000 and he turns to see a great multitude. Thus, the 144,000 is to the great multitude what the lion is to the lamb, namely, the same entity seen from two different vantage points. From one vantage point, the purified bride is numbered. From another, she is innumerable, a great multitude that no one can count. Furthermore, to suggest that the 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes means exactly 12,000, not 11,999 or 12,001, must surely stretch credulity beyond the breaking point, and that of even the most literalistic Jehovah's Witness. To begin with, 10 of the 12 tribes lost their national identity almost 3,000 years ago in the Assyrian exile. The other two, Judah and Benjamin, were largely decimated 2,000 years ago by Roman hordes. Moreover, the pattern of Scripture is to refer to the community of faith, whether Jew or Gentile, with Jewish designations. New Jerusalem itself is figuratively built on the foundation of the 12 apostles and is entered through 12 gates inscribed with the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. And not only so, but its walls are 12 times 12 or 144 cubits thick. As such, it is far more likely that 144,000 is a number that represents the 12 apostles of the Lamb multiplied by the 12 tribes of Israel, of course, times 1,000. The figurative use of the number 12 and its multiples is well established in biblical history. For example, the tree of life in paradise, which is not the paradise of Adam and Eve, but paradise restored, is said to bear 12 crops of fruit, yielding its fruit every month, and the great presbytery in heaven is surrounded by 24 elders, and likewise the figurative use of the whole number 1,000 is common in Old Testament usage. God increased the number of the Israelites 1,000 times. God is keeping his covenant to 1,000 generations. God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. The least of Zion will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation. Better is one day in God's courts than 1,000 elsewhere. God shows love to 1,000 generations. And even if 1,000 shekels were weighed out into my hands, I would not lift my hand against the king's son. Well, 1,000 more examples, I'm speaking figuratively, of course, could easily be added to the list. Finally, the 144,000 represent true Israel as it is intended to be, in perfect symmetry and providentially sealed. Who can help but think back to Ezekiel's epic depiction of a man clothed in linen and etching a mark on the foreheads of those who grieved and lamented over all the detestable things done in Jerusalem prior to its destruction by the Babylonians 6 centuries before Christ, or fail to realize that those who were marked were the earnest of the 144,000 sealed prior to Jerusalem's destruction in AD 70. She's the purified bride from every nation, from every tribe, from every people, from every language that will step over Jordan into the New Jerusalem prepared for her from the very foundations of the world. Indeed, the 144,000 is the limitless great multitude of all whose names are written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and of all who will inhabit the courts of God for all eternity. These are the ones who come out of the great tribulation and washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Revelation chapter 7, verse 14.